members are coming into the Zoom. Um, holy crap, I'm gonna blow up. That's cool. Yeah, we want everyone in here so that we can talk about all the cool stuff.
Yep.
Yep. Ashley's up in here.
Just getting rid of note takers.
So,
Laura's killing note takers right now. Laura's the note take killer.
Good morning.
good morning. How are you?
I'm good. How about you guys?
Good. We've got Rebecca Bentley joining us. We've got
No, thank you.
Carol. Carol is at work, so I know she's listening in the background.
Oh, I won't keep promoting her to panelist then.
Yeah, she won't be able to come on.
Boo, 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 boo.
Love
How's
it. So
everybody
Tommy's
doing
been
there?
doing some pretty cool stuff over the weekend. We've been nerding out on AI. I'm really excited to show you guys what he's come up
We
with.
were nerding it up a lot this morning. I want to go get this I made a new avatar. Like this is my cool avatar guy background. But I made this new avatar that I want everybody to see. Pull up my shared screen. Huh. So if you haven't figured out yet, ChatGPT builds websites, like amazing websites, if you haven't figured it out yet. So want to get in there and figure it out. As a matter of fact, this one right here is one of them that I just worked on this weekend. Free estimates. It's the one we use inside of ChatGPT. You can click on this, it'll take you right over to ChatGPT and line you up with the free estimates. You can get in there and start using it right away, whatever. But I want to advertise, I want to get it out to people because this thing, like it's freaking amazing. Like who here has used free estimates? Laura's used it, Catherine used it. Ashley, have you used it yet?
I tried it yesterday.
How
I
did
was
it
looking
work? Did
at,
you like it?
yeah, it was good. It gave me a good idea of what to expect.
Right, right, right. So yeah,
And
it's
it gave
one,
me like different ranges. Like if I used, like I was looking at a bathroom remodel and they were telling me like, and I redoing the floors too. So it gave me different estimates based on like what type of product I used and different.
right. No, that's awesome. So inside of free estimates, it's inside of ChatGPT. But many people are like, oh well, GPT told me the wrong stuff. Yeah, because you didn't have it trained. Like if your GPT is not trained, you're not using a smart GPT. You're using artificial intelligence, and that makes you kind of dumb. Just this is actually trained intelligence. This is strategic intelligence put into a ChatGPT AI model, and when we put all the information in there and said, this is how you do an estimate, this is what you use, this is where you go, this is how you do it. Like as a contractor 30 years, I taught my AI how to do it. And that's what it does. So it's good for homeowners, property owners, project developers, real estate investors, etc. And it gives you instant, like within 3 minutes, you're gonna have an answer. You'd have to wait 3 minutes for the contractor to get on the damn phone, right? So if it takes you 3 minutes to get a contractor on the phone, he's still got to hear what you want to do, look at it, come out, do it. 3 days later, you got maybe an idea, right? And then you're like, can you put that in writing? He's like, I'm busy, man. I got 12 weeks of work. Well, when are you going to get the work done, bro? You know? So inside of that, that was what we built out for free estimates. Sponsored by Titan Impact Group. Titan Impact Group is the sentinels of the American dream. And we were kind of going through Catherine's new website, right? Titan stands for the sentinels who protect the opportunity, like the Roman sentinels. Titans watch over the American dream, protecting freedom, knowledge, and the ability people need to create and preserve wealth. Why? Because it creates impact. What resourceful wealth makes possible is wealth becomes impact when resources are directed intelligently, used with purpose. The impact it compounds across families, businesses, and communities. And then finally, the group. As a group, oh, there we go. Look at that. I was making that change right before the podcast. There you go, Captain. See it? It just switched over because it was done.
That was fast.
Yeah, right. Like that fast. It's making edits. Like that's the other thing. Like holy crap. I used to run 700 websites. And when I was running 700 websites, it was because we were copy and pasting at that level. And they were just the same website over and over and over with just different pictures. And so we had a program that went in and would take out the content, put in new content, but the entire page was still the same. We might go in and change colors and font styles, but that was about it. But now AI blows that away. It just absolutely blows away. Anyway, Titan Impact Group, how one vision becomes a movement is that the impact grows exponentially when people with aligned values work together. This is the point to the Landshark Mastermind, the Wealth Wise Women movement. It's sharing education, direction, opportunity, and responsibility for the outcome. And that's what Titan Impact Group is all about. So what does Titan Impact Group actually do? Well, first of all, it's AI for business and finance. Like that's something that Catherine has really mastered inside of what she's doing is becoming an AI guru inside of like really promoting it. 25, 30 years ago, shit, probably 40 years ago now. I remember I went to a store called Radio Shack. Raise your hand if you remember Radio Shack. Okay. Radio Shack had sold a computer called a Tandy 3400.
My uncle had one.
A Tandy 3400. That was my first
Yep.
computer. Yeah. And much like my hero, Sheldon, um,
Off of the Big Bang Theory.
off of Big
Sheldon's your
Bang Theory.
hero.
Yep. I too loved the Radio Shack experience. It was literally like you could go in there and play with all the electronics. They allowed you. It was not like Best Buy where it's bullshit. So, um, and worse than Best Buy was Circuit City. Thank God they're dead. So anyway, uh, Titan Impact Group is also aligned with communities that compound, like finding your community. Are you looking for Landshark Mastermind development? Are you looking for 7 streams of income development? Are you looking for, wealth-wise women education and financial literacy? Are you looking for opportunity zone development? Like these are the things that we do inside of that. And then, of course, Catherine's bread and butter, the private equity partnerships. Bringing capital to people and bringing opportunities to capital. So and how she does this is she went this is the experience behind the intelligence is she went from being a simple Canadian married an American man and with that built an American legacy and that's what gave her the belief inside of her move to citizenship was that she's seen that through her journey of entrepreneurship, real estate, loss, death, rebuilding, and impact investing, that created a library of lessons that have no textbook, that no textbook could ever teach. So Titan Impact Group is now translating that lived experience and intelligence into AI systems designed to help millions build financial strength and leave meaningful legacy. So, um, uh, some of the technology guided by most all the technology is guided by these principles. Trust and verify, leave every person, property, and community better than you found them. That impact compounds when done resourcefully. So ideas for AI powered economy is like AI finance, AI business, and AI branding. So Titan Impact Group is getting a little bit of a rebrand, if you will. So, and then over to our favorite. Where did he go? Pocket Due Diligence. The Deal Hunter by Landshark website. We steered away from creating an app and staying inside of ChatGPT. And there's a little bit of a reason behind that. After a lot of research, we discovered that apps are going to go away. What's not going to go away is AI. But apps on your phone are going to go away. You're going to use You're gonna use plugins because you're gonna have your Claude, you're gonna have your ChatGPT, you're gonna have your Gemini, and they're gonna use apps. You're not going to. So we're not going to waste money on building an app when we can just skip to the technology part, right? And go straight to here, go to ChatGPT and use it. So run a free deal, like click that button, here you go. As long as you have a GPT, you're going off to ChatGPT. So we're not going to charge people to use it. What we're going to charge people for, okay, is if they want their own, put our experience, expertise in your pocket. Like Ashley is doing this right now. She's going to have her own deal hunter in her pocket. And so how she's doing that, she has her own custom built deal hunter, right? You can choose the hammerhead version, the great white, or the megalodon. So, and this megalodon, like I'm gonna change my avatar to the megalodon. This guy's cool, but I'm more over here. So, but what you actually get with inside of that is that for the $1,500 version, I gotta fix the website a little bit. You can see that it's misaligned. Guess what? I don't have to call a web designer and listen to him complain about how he screwed up. And it's my fault that it looks that way. I loved when web designers would do that. They'd be like, "Oh, you want me to go fix that? That's going to be another $200." Why? You wrote it wrong. It's messed up. Fix it. Make it look normal. And they're like, "Yeah, but you told me to make it that way." What? Well, in this case, you're right. I did. So now I get to go fix it. It doesn't cost me 200. I don't have to listen to this idiot, complain about it. Anyway, cool avatars. Point being, the $1,500 one is basically just Deal Hunter GPT set up and structured for what you do. If what you do is real estate investing in multifamily, we'll build it for just that. If you do just industrial lots, we'll do it just for that. If you do opportunity zone investing, we'll do it just for that. You do tax mitigation, we'll do it for just for that. It'll have all the rest of it as well, but it'll be focused to what you do. And if you're like, for example, if you're a person that's wanting to write a lot of offers, we'll build into it your offer template and have it set up where it'll ask you important questions to fill it in, and then boom, you'll have a ready to go contract to send out and make offers on deals right from your phone. You won't have to go anywhere. You won't even have to go back to your computer. You can do it all right from your phone. So, and that's for the $1,500 version. The $5,000 version comes with, and Ashley's got one of these, she's got the virtual board. We gave her the virtual board, she downloaded it, installed it, became, uh, 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 I guess, inquisitive about it because it went through and gave you a board of directors, right? Who's your board of directors?
Catherine Pace.
Well, no, who's the one that became like your executive board? Gary Keller, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And that's like your inside of your persona. That's one of like, because your persona was for your investor survey. What was your persona in the investor survey? Do you remember your
Cash flow.
conscious capitalist and a cash flow?
Yeah.
So it what it did was it picked for your virtual board, the leader of your virtual board is somebody who's on systems, scaling,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I think that's pretty amazing that it figured you out like that. But anyway, that's what it gave you here is you got that virtual board, you got the Deal Hunter GPT designed for you. And then inside of that, you're gonna be working with us on getting through it. Because your membership with us is contingent on you working with us. You didn't pay for the $10,000 membership. It's outside your budget or just not necessary because you're not wanting us to do the work for you. You want to do the work with us. So, that's why this great white package is good for those that want to work toward getting into deals. And so Ashley's presented quite a few deals. No, not quite a few, what, three? I think like three. She's gotten to the point where we want to build a dashboard for Ashley. So Inside of that, you can become an affiliate. And
Well, and
basically,
yeah, and I was gonna say another really important piece of having a dashboard is if you are serious about being a real estate investor, you need to understand, again, do the numbers, numbers tell you what to do. And really important number is how many deals you're looking at, how many offers you're placing. Like these are really important statistics to be able to be tracking. And if you have a dashboard that's tracking that for you, like you literally have one of the things that I learned decades ago, my very first business coach and mentor, it's you have numbers, and your numbers are a promise number and a go for number, and these are your goals. And so we can build in there, like, what are your goals and what are you going for? And it'll literally tell you the gap of how many more you need to do in order to reach your goals, right? And so, like, inside of what Tommy's talking about, like, it could build in, like, how many groups are you a part of? How many networking events are you going to? How many people are you having conversations with? So you're really clearly tracking the income producing activity that are actually moving the metrics for your goals.
yeah, and see, this is an example of our deal room. This is Titan Impact Group. Like this chat, this podcast we're on right now is how deal flow happens for us. We use it to recruit deals. And so that's why, people like Ash will bring in deals to us. It's valuable. We want her to be a part of the community. She's bringing all that good stuff to us. But we got people like Michael Butler. He's got this 501 project. We need updates on this. It's urgent. Like it pulls it up to the front for us saying, hey, let's go. Ashley, there's your deal. Needs an update. Let's go. Right. And so our dashboard is able to help us, sort through and figure out, pardon me, what we need more of and what's next. So, and it provides us with that info right away. As of August 17th, from May to August 17th, we ran 107 deals. I'm going to update this again now that we're outside of, we're coming into September. It'll probably go to another quarter because I have it broke down by quarters, and we'll add quarters in here next. But this dashboard helps us inside of that. But back over to the Deal Hunter by Land Shark. You go tell people about this, and get them to use Deal Hunter by Land Shark. You can just tell them about it. Send them to the website and get them to sign up for. You can sign up to be an affiliate where you get a code, and anybody who signs up, or if you have a QR code, you go here's the tool, use it. You get paid for that. So like getting people to sign up for it, you get paid for people signing up and using Deal Hunter.
And yeah, I just want to give some context around, like, this is a whole part of the 7 streams of passive income, right? When I talk about that, I created 13 streams of passive income. When my husband had passed, there were several of those. There were actually affiliate programs just like this one, which is why we built it, that I still, 20 years later, still get paid on. So really understanding that as women, we naturally want to share and, like, connect people to all the cool things. And so there's a way for you to responsibly be able to share and have it be monetized so that your sharing now is generating you income.
Plus,
Does
it's
this
Exactly.
such
make
a
sense?
helpful thing to share. Like everyone tries to get people to do affiliates, and it's like, I don't know if I want to share, but this is something that's like actually useful, actually going to really help you with your business and
Right.
everything organized. So I'm happy to share it, you guys.
Yeah.
Well, you did sign up to be an affiliate, so as soon as we get the links ready to go, we're gonna put those out. And get those ready for people. Now, something else I wanted to show people, because it's not just about using what we use. Like, I like teaching people about how to use AI, period. I have this situation where I've got all these leftover fountain pieces on a project, and it can complete it can definitely complete a fountain. I took pictures of it. I said, see if you can put this together. And this is what it came up with. And then I realized it actually is more of a wall fountain. It does a half piece. And so if you could see how AI does this, and understand like these are the ways to think about AI. I had to continue to kind of improve it, improve it, improve it until it became something. Now I'm using this and selling these. I took the standard pictures and the image that it created, and like this is out in the backyard. I was just like, put the fountain here. Look what I mean, came up with.
It's
All
beautiful.
right. So now I can sell that on Facebook. And it does, that's definitely AI, but the other ones are not, and they can see that. And so now I'm generating income off of selling stuff that's laying around not doing nothing. Right. And if
Yeah.
somebody's like, "Ooh, can you install that?" No, but I do know somebody who can. Let me call my fountain buddy. Right. Because I got people that do fountains. Now, what I wanted you guys to see from this is that I'm going to download these images and we're going to do a quick demonstration of one of the tools, free estimates. Save. Come on. We're gonna go back in here. I gotta save this image. Oh, it already saved. It's in downloads. Okay. Cancel. And I think this did this go somewhere? I gotta see where it went. It went in downloads. I'm confused. Okay. I gotta go back up here and see where these are saved then, because I'm confused. Save images. Okay, it's all in the same place. I'm gonna go to free estimates, just over here in the ChatGPT store. You can go to GPTs. When you go to GPTs, if people don't know, this is the GPT marketplace. A lot of people don't know about the GPT marketplace, Catherine. We got to tell people about it.
Yeah, it's dangerous to fall into we think that everybody knows what we know. Laura and I talk about this all the time.
Crazy, they don't. So over here in free estimates, I'm going to bring this example together for people that I've got these parts and pieces. I'm going to select all these and I show it what I want. And I'm going to have a conversation with it. I'm in the 85260 area zip code. I have a client who bought these fountain pieces and needs this put together. Give me a price for just the installation of this. There is water already available to the site where where the fountain needs to be plugged in. I just have to tap into that water source. It's an irrigation line. And what I'm going to do is bypass the irrigation and supply constant water to the fountain from the irrigation and reinstall a new irrigation system. The pieces were already purchased, but give me a price of what the materials would have cost. And so inside of it doing this, it's going to work. And what it's going to do is it's going to go look up people that have had these things built and got permits for them, or it's going to go look at estimates sent through databases for these things. So here we go. It's showing the estimated install was about 35, between $3,300 and $3,500. So what the fountain pieces likely cost was about $5,500. So estimated value of customer supplied fountain stuff is 5,500 plus the other 3350. It'd be about $8,800 for that. But we need to assume is that the fountain components are all there. Such as like the pump and the outlet and the power and all that stuff. So if any of that stuff's missing, we're gonna need that as well. But it supplies it in a way that a homeowner could read it. Now watch this. I'm a general contractor located in Arizona. See, put this together on an Arizona ROC compliant contract, make sure to include all the components of the ROC contract that you can find online, including the quote on how to file a complaint against the contractor. Make sure all these components are inside of the contract. Do this now. And so it's built now to go and provide me as a contractor with a contract. And I can actually tell it, here's my logo, add my logo for letterhead. And so now when I email it, it looks 100% professional. So, and here's my contract. Boom, done. I can put in I got to put in some other information. Like I need to tell it how long it's going to take and what day I'm going to start, stuff like that. But this is a good start for for me to send out to my client. And then they'll get a good understanding, right? And I don't have to waste a lot of time. Free estimates are never free until now. So
Right. Well, because it costs something. And
yeah,
that's what people don't understand. For a contractor, running a contracting business, it actually costs time to do it.
exactly. So on to the next one. I've got I got this deal I ran over the weekend called the Scottsdale Promenade. And I did this one using Deal Hunter. Come on. So inside of Deal Hunter, I had a conversation because I was out driving around. Driving for dollars is one of my favorite things to do. So I was out driving around. I found a spot where they had, Catherine probably remembers this place. It's over there by Nordstrom's rack over by that Cost Plus store,
Oh, yeah, the World Market.
World Market, the one next door where they had all the booths and vendors.
Yeah. The art thing. Yeah.
Right. Like that's for rent right now.
Right. Because it shut down, which is so
It
sad.
got shut down. It went out of business, right? Probably wasn't paying all that much anyway, but it's in what's called the Scottsdale Promenade. It's a pretty large development, 700,000 square foot. Okay,
Yeah, on a super busy corner.
a very busy corner in Scottsdale. So it's got an implied vacancy of 10% though.
Interesting.
So, and the 10% total, they've got a total of nine vacant suites.
Wow.
Okay, so at 9 vacant suites, that's only 1% per suite, basically,
Mm-hmm.
average, right? So, but these are strong to understand. So looking at it, that with a 5% vacancy, Phoenix Metro was leasing out at $20 per square foot, triple net. And so understanding that, we wanna know what we're gonna be paying for the current space that, we're looking at in there. So they've got two spaces, the biggest spaces, the 35,000 square foot and a 25,000 square foot. And so looking at these, I'm like, what's highest and best use? I'm looking at them for a variety of things. So it says it's a go with condition for deeper underwriting. So, okay, let's go deeper underwriting. I went in and had a conversation with it and was like, okay, I'm trying to discover if we can lease these properties. There's two big retail sections that are vacant right now, so I want to see what the lease rate is for these going areas because they didn't list it. So they're feeling it's between 18 and 25 for the smaller one and 16 and 23 for the bigger one, which means at those prices, our total annual rent is going to be between 450,000 and 873,000. That's a big jump, right?
Yeah.
So, and if I wanted both of them, like I'm looking at over $1 million a year, period. Right? Now you're like, well, what are you gonna do with both of them, Tommy? Well, that's interesting that you should say that. There's really big fancy restaurants over here. Um, but nowhere else to go for entertainment. Like, there's nowhere to go. Literally, like nowhere to go. You gotta drive 20 minutes to go dancing somewhere. You gotta drive 20 minutes to go do something fun outside of eating and shopping. So there's nothing else around there.
Who says that's not fun?
I'm not saying it's not fun, but there's nothing. That's it. That's all you got. You know how many old ladies you can fit in that? That's why that store closed, right? I mean, you had an
Yeah.
indoor flea market that went out of business. Duh. Nobody wants to do that, right?
Yeah.
So I like to dance. And so I looked at it as, okay, we know that there's a 10% dance floor rule in Arizona. Did you know that?
Yep.
And so, and then not only that, that at least 40% of the gross revenue must come from food sales. So, which is surprising because like the place like Distillery, uh, that's why his prices are so high because he sells one hamburger and he basically covers that.
Right.
Freaking $19 for freaking hamburger. The place is insane. Anyway,
Well, and if you, I mean, yeah, when you have a bunch of teenagers going and, not buying anything.
but you can make it to where they can buy something, and that's what I'm going to discover right here.
Okay.
And so inside of like what the laws are and what it says is that standing and dancing type space cover you have to have at least 5 square foot per person. And so with that, inside of a restaurant, when you have tables and chairs set up, you're only allowed 15 square foot per person. So when you go from 5 square foot to like you're able to triple the amount of people you can get into a place, right? A place that can only hold 300 because it's got tables and chairs, I eliminate that stuff and it's just dancing and stuff like that. Now I can have 1,000 people instead of 300. So, but I also have to make sure that I got ways to get out. There's bathrooms, plenty of all that, right? 1,000 people is a lot of people.
Right.
So inside of that, like it gave me an opportunity to look at like if I wanted to open that place up to be just like a dance hall, or if I wanted to make it a restaurant. I'm like, I'm not interested in making a restaurant. Let's look at it being a nightclub. There's no nightclubs over there. So there's fancy restaurants with cool bars, but like, okay, again, like Scottsdale's no longer a bunch of retired old fuddy-duddy boomer babies, you know? So, or baby boomers, I said that backwards. Anyway, if we want to do just a nightclub over there, we get a Series 6 license. I know a guy. I don't need to be the how, I know the who.
The
I'll
who
go
that
to
knows
who to
how.
become my Series 6, and then I get a CUP, a cup. It's a conditional use permit, and what we can do is we can do a dance hall, DJ, live venue, vending, alcohol, non-alcohol event. Boom, boom, right? So I started going through this, and the conversation just kept getting deeper and deeper and deeper. And so I was like, okay, so let's look at a 5-year pro forma. Core underwriting assumptions. I got all that space. Here's my triple net, operating expenses, reserve minimums, what it's going to cost me to get in there. Breakdown one, buy-in, entitle, setup cost, etc. So just to get in and get over there and do all that stuff. So like doing the whole build out, architecture, everything, $8 million.
Ooh.
Assuming that that's inside of the $155 a square foot for the construction budget, getting entitlements, lease possession, pre-opening cost, etc. Okay. I mean, just the occupancy for the first year is $1 million. So opening capital, total capitalization, what it all comes down to is that an estimated tenant sponsor capital need is going to be almost $10 million. That's to open a nightclub, like duh. That's what it's going to be. I love that it came up with that. Like, and I've had the opportunity to be a part of several nightclubs, never been less than that. So breakdown two, here's our 5-year revenue pro forma, meaning like how much money we could actually make. So average guests per night, 600, 700, 800, it's like growing, right? So, and the amount of nights open, so 200, 200, 200. Annual admission, meaning like this, how many people come in a year? The percentage of capacity is down 40 to 60%. Okay, we're not, and it's saying that we're looking at a 1,500 person capacity, not 1,000. So, revenue per guest assumption, the average cover, $18, beverage spend 32, VIP, all these numbers coming in. And the guy I know, he'll validate these numbers. He'll let me know and be like, yep, no, your cover's too high, your beverage spend's too low, whatever, and he'll help me figure it out, get it together. So, and he'll do that so that we have an understanding of whether or not it's gonna make money. Revenue sanity check saying that, in year one, we produce, a total of about $60 total revenue per patron. That sounds a little bit, not too much. Like I know that, we actually, our average spend comes out to around 20 or 30 bucks a person. So it's already kind of like helping me see that, maybe not. And it's because it's not going to hallucinate. ChatGPT, untrained an untrained ChatGPT might hallucinate in this area and then screw up the whole model. Deal under by Landshark is going to be like, hey, take a look here, but just keep that in mind. So going through all of our operating expenses and looking at stuff, it shows that there's basically an earnings that grow from 7% up to 28%. So cumulative earnings is about 11 million. So if we break that down, year one break even point is at 6.52. Major expenses like the liquor costs and stuff, payroll model, like it's breaking that down, the entertainment, excuse me, hiring DJs and bands and stuff like that, occupancy, economics that are manageable to help it make sense. And so what it would have to take from Vestar, basically like going back to where this conversation started, which was looking at an investment property to rent it for this type of establishment. I'm gonna renegotiate my base rent. I'm gonna ask for tenant allowance and have them split the money with me. And so what that would basically do is allow me to have a lower cost of cash up front. It would also help bring some investors along. So that I would need for just the upfront equity cost would be about $350,000. Getting the better landlord structure is that, these are the suggestions it's making here for us. And then creating a preliminary capital structure as far as like what I would be looking at inside of my capital stack. And then the downside test, what happens if the biggest economic opportunity would be, I don't need to have 1,500 people nightly. On an ordinary night, 500 is good enough. And that's not all at once. You could have 500 over the course of the night, as long as they just come in and drop off their $30 to $60 a person. So, like, that's what they have to do. And then, so the preliminary verdict is a go with conditions. So we'd have to make some phone calls, to figure that out. And that's my second deal for the day. Anybody else got a deal before I run anything else? Somebody else want to introduce something?
Ashley usually has deals. Rebecca, do you have any deals that you're currently working on? No.
Where did we meet Rebecca? Rebecca looks familiar.
I've been going to Eddie's events on Friday nights. I just joined Gator about 6 weeks ago, so I'm gonna be honest, I don't know half of what you're talking about. I mean, I get it, but I am not anywhere near being able to evaluate anything like this. So I'm just kind of getting a hold of the basics and the trainings with Pace and figuring out what to do. But I appreciate you guys having me here.
That's awesome. Well, just for that, what we'll do is we'll update you with some info here. So Deal Hunter by Landshark, you've been in here since the beginning. So Deal Hunter by Landshark is just our AI model that we use. I know Pace has his own, but I'm not a part of that community. And so I go to Eddie's thing to support Eddie. and to learn from Eddie, because Eddie's a smart dude. But I'm not part of sub two or Gator or Owners Club or any of those. I have my own thing. And so Deal Hunter by Landshark and the Landshark Mastermind is kind of like the Pace Morby community, but it's smaller, more intimate, and we actually do deals together. So I don't cherry pick deals from people and become their partner. I become everyone's partner who's willing to put in the effort. So I don't care if it's not making money, I'm going to tell you. So that's what we do here. So this is an example of one of those. This is a subject to deal. And it was a property in Philadelphia. We've got partners out in Philadelphia that are part of the Landshark Mastermind. And so they'll go out and they'll walk the property, they'll make sure it's good. But we want to, before we call those people, we want to look at this. We're in Arizona. We want to look at this and be like, is it really worth it? Right? So inside of that, we go to Deal Hunter by Landshark. I took a screenshot of that, sent it in here, and I said, run the comps on this deal. And so immediately in 16 seconds, it produced comps for me to look at so that I would know whether or not that deal was worth looking at. Okay. And the sales comps that it brought me, and these are sold. You can see sold, 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 sold. And how do I know? How do I know? I go right here to the source that it provided me. I don't have to worry about ChatGPT like malfunctioning and not knowing, because it's going to provide me with the actual, the actual source of the information that's right here. So whatever it has right here, it's down here. And so each one of these properties are going to be listed in the sources. So, let me get off of that. Back over here. Inside of that, what it's going to do is also do rental comps. And it's going to show me like rental comps because I'm an investor. And this program is built for investors. So it's not going to show me something, be like, oh, your family would love this. It doesn't give a shit about my family. It wants to make my bank account grow. And so when I tell it to go and look at a piece of property, it already knows. Go look at a piece of property as an investor and come back with numbers and understandability. So cash flow reality is that if I rent it for $1,500 a month, I might have a $300 a month gross spread. But if I rent it for 13, it's going to drop to 100. Okay. So, and then that is before vacancy, repairs, maintenance, CapEx, turnover, management, utility paid by owner, or any subject to servicing costs, meaning that at a market indicated $1,000 a month rent, you're already a negative $207 a month before your vacancy and maintenance pull out, right? So the deal verdict is to renegotiate. What are you going to be able to renegotiate? You're taking over a 29-year debt that's at 6.5%, so not much there. So you could probably like renegotiate the the low upfront cash. The other risk is that it says that it's a one bathroom online records, but that the seller's marketing it as a 2-bedroom. So again, maybe not. The value problem is identified right there. The deal threshold is identified right here. Option A, do a $0 to $2,500 thing. Option B, prove the rent. Option C, get the seller to do a different consideration, additional consideration, like covering closing costs or having funds in reserve, whatever. So here's your next actions and what you should be doing. Now, anything here that AI can do, I'm going to tell it to do. I'm not going to do it. So it shows here that it says in February of 2026 that there was an acquisition of the property for $167,000. So they already bought it. They put a mortgage on it. Now they're selling it subject to, and they're selling that subject to at basically like not very far under that 167,000. They haven't paid anything off on it, right? So does any of that make sense to you, Rebecca? Does any of that like feel a little bit less large?
Yes.
The other thing, Rebecca, is that again, when I started investing, it's just showing up and like listening, being a part of the conversation and just hearing what everybody's saying, it'll eventually like all the pieces will all make sense. And anything that doesn't make sense, you can use Deal Hunter and say, hold on, like explain this to me like a fifth grader. And, or what does EBITDA mean? What is, and how does it apply to what I'm doing? And it'll literally like break it down so that it'll connect the dots and your brain goes, oh, fantastic. Like one of the things I love about this, and again, real estate is that there's 1,000 things you can do with every single deal, right? Like every single deal it's not cookie cutter. So, for instance, like you could literally be going out like what Tommy did, and you see an empty building or whatever, take a picture of it and the address and say, what are all the possibilities that I could do with this particular piece of real estate? Not for the sake that you're going to do anything with it, but for the sake of training your brain to go, wait a sec, like, oh, I could do this, I could do this. Like, so you're starting to get trained in all the possibilities of what you can do, because Pace Morby only focuses essentially on like two things, right? Doing wraps or gator lending, which again is great, but there's 1,000 more things you could actually be doing to be able to cash flow different properties and to structure them. So rather than getting pigeonholed into there's only two things you can do, like I challenge you to use Deal Hunter to actually explore all the things you can do. And I'd say your first piece of homework that I give everybody, okay, everybody who's been here, what's the number one thing I give everybody to do? It's a book. Which book is it?
Read Who Not How.
Who Not How. So, Rebecca, this is your first piece of homework. Is this book here, Who Not How, by Dan Sullivan. And this book here, and I'll put a link in the chat for you, but this here is like really tapping into the beauty of real estate and all these communities is because when you understand who knows how to do the thing, now you pull all those pieces together and all of a sudden you're able to catapult forward, what it is that you're doing. So I just put the link in the Zoom chat for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I hope that that helps. Like, I want you to, feel more confident and excited in that, yes, you're new. We were all new once, and here's the beauty of what Tommy has built out and who we are. We're the who's that know how. Like, I know how to bring the money to the table to get the deal done, right? Laura's the transaction coordinator to pull all the documents together. Tommy is the creative guy. So, Ashley she's a realtor, has a realtor's license here in Arizona. So again, even just between who's here on this screen, you already have a team built out, right?
That's exciting. That's very exciting.
Yeah. So I want you to understand, like, I mean, that's why we've built this community. And again, it's who we are and what we do. So happy that you're here and super excited that you're exploring and, essentially new to this journey, but, not new to being human and developing relationships to, build out a team and do extraordinary things. So this is the place you get to come and ask all the questions. You don't want to be judged and feel stupid, but you're never going to feel judged and feel stupid, right? And you also have CatherineBell.ai. She's available 24/7 and will literally have hours and hours and hours of conversations with you about all the things. So I hope that that helps in that, you're not alone, and I'm super happy you came.
Yeah, I mean, I've been networking for many years. We've kind of coming from a filmmaking background, and I talked to Ashley on Friday night a little bit more, so she kind of has a little more backstory. But right now, my husband works in construction. He's been working in underground construction for 30 years. So when we saw Tommy speaking about splitting up the land, like a couple of weeks back on the Friday night,
Yep.
that was something that, it's been a conversation with my husband and his best friend who owns the underground construction company. they've talked about it and talked about it, but of course they're all different personality types. So the company focuses primarily on bidding on contracts for, gas stations, apartment complexes, schools, and they're just, his best friend is so busy running all of that. And I'm like, well, what if we just bought cheap land and then put in the underground, like all the stuff that has to go in before a building is built on it, and then subdivided it and sold it off to builders. I don't know if that's a thing, it's like, but just being in a part of this is opening my eyes to something like that, or something, like for me, again, I've worked in restaurants and we do drive, like what Tommy's talking about, driving around, I see so many buildings that are empty and we're like, oh, we could put a bowling alley in here. We could put a studio in here and teach kids filmmaking. We could put a photography studio in here. And we've been thinking like that for 15 years. So it's like, what do I do with those ideas and who do I put those ideas in front of and how can I be a helpful part of the equation?
And that's exactly, you're asking all the right questions. And that's why coming here every day with those, we could help you structure all of that.
Cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
To to answer your question about the property that I split up and divided and did all the things with, I have a video about that, but I can actually show you here on the screen. The area of Buckeye that's really getting more and more attention is out here where all this green stuff is.
Mm-hmm.
And basically the short and long of it, my brother, childhood best friend, lived out here. I came out here to go to school for nursing, and he, shortly after I moved in, moved out, and he went to Alaska to go live in Alaska and left me out here in Arizona to do nothing. And he lived in a property like this one right here. It'll pull up on my screen here in a minute. This blue, see this big blue box right there? Let me do this. Are you able to see that?
Yes.
That entire area right there. So my neighbor, this big blue lot like that, there's one over here too. We went out and targeted these, but my brother lived on the one right next to this one. It's this one right here. The starts down here, this little blue one. And so it was already divided into 4 lots when I bought it, but I worked on the way I bought it, the way I did the deal with the guy. I did it on what's called we agreed on a price for all 4 lots, but we did it on a partial release, basically is what it's called. And so on that partial release, what it allowed me to do was sell the first lot to get the money to do the 3 lots in the back. Once I did the 3 lots in the back, and I think I can show you this on the map in 2019, this is what it looked like. So here's a little house right there. All these junk cars back there. The swimming pool, like that's literally a freaking swimming pool right there. There's no road, no nothing. And then we just had a big dirt track. We used to ride our 4-wheelers around. So that's what the lot looked like right there. But this guy over here, he went in and did the same thing. He bought the whole property, bought the 5 acres, and then he divided it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So did these guys. And actually back then at that time, nobody had split these up yet, but these were coming. So, and mine were already split. But what happened is in 2020, I went out there and I got to work and I cleared the lot and I got rid of all the junk cars. I cleaned everything up. I cleaned everything up. And in 2021, by that point, I had sold the house to somebody, and you can see right here in the swimming pool that it got cleaned out. And they were working on it. They were trying to fix and flip it. I was working on the water well and getting the water well up on target. and I was building that road. You can see I was putting the underlayment to the road in. It's just a bunch of gravel. I did a dig on somebody's pool and ended up having to dump all the dirt there from the dig. So that was in 2021, and then in 2022, here we go. We're building houses. So this got flipped. I put in the water well, got the water well upgraded. I actually did a septic tank next door for my neighbor and helped him fix up the other house he lived in. He had two houses right here. We fixed both of them up. And then I built this house. That one was under concrete and this one was about to get ready. And then this one was already under roof. So, and then my neighbors, they started building houses too. So I went over and built some houses with them. These four right here. And then in 2023, we had more houses. We had finished houses and we were selling them. And in 2024, they were all sold. One actually got repossessed. This one in the middle got repossessed once. That one got repossessed once. Foreclosed on. They bought it with BS money. We resold that one. And then the other one in the back got resold last year, 2025, or 2 years ago. So in 2025, that one got resold. So that's what I did. I split them up. And then inside of that area, even more property is becoming available, like these lots over here. They're setting them up to put houses back here. Now, these were divided and set up by Centerline Homes. It's a company that bought them. The neighbor that lived here passed away, and it looks like they sold it, but go ahead. Somebody said something?
No, it's me, sorry.
Oh, okay. Anyway, so yeah, that's how I did the land divides. I go out and I buy big tracts of land. These two right here are my next options. I want to buy these two right here. This is a total of 20 acres. I've already got house plans for them. And then I'd like to buy that one right there next door, get the rest of that lot, the block. It's all farmland. These two pieces right here would be great to build houses on. The guy bought them back in 2005 for $1.7 million. And it's the same guy that owned my piece over here that I built houses on. So that's why I know what he's doing. But all these pieces over here, these just got annexed into the city from Broadway down to MC 85. This whole area right here is now going to be industrial park, and 6,500 homes are coming to this area right here.
Wow.
I just read about it this morning in the newspaper.
I want to show something else that's I think is really cool about Deal Hunter. Is that okay?
Yes, quickly. I
Okay,
think we're
so
out of time, but go ahead.
someone reached out to me looking for some vacant land around 3 acres near 31st Street, 31st Ave in McDowell, and I just asked Deal Hunter, can you find vacant land around that area? And it finds properties for me, ones that are on market, that were once on market, and it pulls it all together.
Yeah, it'll do
For you.
that for sure. It's got amazing abilities to find deals. It's got amazing ability to to underwrite them, and then it's amazing at how it produces documents too. It produces high level bankable documents. So you need to put together a pro forma or a contract or something like that. You can tell it, here's a contract from the Arizona Board of Realtors. Write a contract for this property. Here's my name. Here's their information, and boom, it'll spit it out. But you provide it with the template, it'll produce it. So our white label one, Deal Hunter, will go research it and get it for you. But if you wanted one that does it for you automatically, that's why we sell Deal Hunter white label, is because you can have it built for yourself to do it yourself. And if your husband's a contractor, he needs to be using that free estimates tool. And it'll buy him, 40% of his time back all day.
Hmm. He's not the one in charge of the bids and everything, but I will definitely pass that information on.
Absolutely. Do you guys own the company?
It's his best friend does.
Oh,
And
okay.
then, so it's his best friend with another person. So there's, my husband is Matt, and then there's Jason and Brian that own the company. It's called Legacy.
Got it.
They opened it about 4 years ago, but they come from 20 plus years of experience and said, we can just do this ourselves. So I'm just like looking at opportunities like, hey, how can we grow this? I mean, they've done a good job so far, but they're only 4 years in, and I'm like, well, what else can I be doing that's helpful, to grow it even bigger and do
We
bigger
have
deals.
we actually have a program called Contractor Scale Up that we'd love to sit down and talk with all of you about. And it's about understanding that what it took for you guys to get here is insufficient for what it's going to take for you to get here. And we can literally map out and show you exactly the pieces that are necessary in order to take the company to the next level. If that's what you guys are looking for. Again, the who, not the how, inside of scaling your contracting business.
I mean, that would be more for those two, Jason and Brian. Matt's mindset is like he doesn't want to be working in construction anymore.
Right.
I mean, they're best friends. They love each other, but he's turned 50 last year, and he's like, all right, what else can we be doing that's, I mean, yeah, like granted, he doesn't dig the holes anymore. He's in charge of like 12 job sites right now. That's why he's not here with me. But we want him to not have to do that and be working on putting deals together. And like I said, right now we're just in the beginning stages of building our own capital credit. But
Yeah.
while we don't have our own money, I want to be learning from people who do and helping you guys bringing deals to the table or whatever that looks like. But like I said, it's still kind of fuzzy, I'm just trying to figure it out. So I'd love to do a one-to-one, Catherine, if you have time later in the week or next week or something. And
Well, what's even better is Tommy has put together an investor survey. And the investor survey, you do it, your husband do it, and then it blends it together. And it literally gives you a sweet spot. And Tommy has it build out a 90-day blueprint for you, but then a 12-month actual path to be able to build what you guys want to build. So we can send that over to you guys because I think that will help bring real clarity and, more importantly, a pathway to actually achieve what you're wanting to achieve.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It sounds like that's what you guys are looking for.
Put it in the chat for you, Rebecca.
Yeah, Ashley actually did one too, right?
How do I see the chat?
Yeah, Ashley did hers.
Down at the bottom, there should be a row of
I
tools
see.
that says chat. You should be able to click on that link and open it up.
It doesn't appear as a link on my side. It just looks like words.
Are you on a phone? Oh, let me do it this way. Sure.
iPad.
It's Zoom is annoying sometimes.
There it goes.
One of the other quizzes Tommy had me do was my learning style, and he was able to plug that in to my GPT-2. So if you wanted to do something like that, when you were saying how it's like kind of the information's overwhelming, the AI will learn how to better present it to you so that you take it in easier. That's
Okay.
something he added to mine.
Yeah, we've got lots and lots of tools to help you be able to, one, clarify where you are, where you want to go, and what it's going to take to get there. Because it sounds like that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, I mean, we're just like I said, joining Gator was because I'm a photographer, so I'm trying to build a family photography business, and of course, that's a lot trickier than I thought it would be. And AI is actually kind of destroying that industry in a lot of ways. But it's like,
You
okay,
can use
well,
it to your advantage. Use it.
well, it's one of two things. It's either I'm going to create a pathway for other photographers to stop they're doing the business all backwards. 99% of them are doing the business backwards, and create mentorship to help them. And like the whole thought process was I don't want to be renting a studio. I want to build my own studio and have a place to do that. And that's how we found Gator. But then I was like, oh wow, like I think I'm thinking too small. So this just looks, it's like obviously there's a lot more money in something like this, and it's not just about the money, but like you can't enjoy doing, people say if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. It's like, well, that's not true when you're building a business from scratch, and it's very challenging, and it's like it makes you not like doing photography. So I just thought if I can be spending the extra time that I have right now while I'm trying to build that, like figure out how this makes sense for our future.
Yeah.
You
Well,
have
and to understand, like, I teach about 7 streams of passive income. Your earned income is meant to buy assets that provide passive income, and then your passive income pays for your lifestyle, right? So have your earned income be the thing that you love to do, and take away a percentage of the profits to be able to build up the multiple streams of passive income. And the importance of having 7 and all diversified into different asset classes is critical because of the 5 Ds: death, divorce, diagnosis, downsize from the economy, or being dumped from their job. And most families have already dealt with 3. So we want to get you to the point where you have 7 streams of passive income. Then your earned income, your active, is really what you love, but you're protected financially, which gives you different choices and options when you have the cash flow versus when you don't. So yes, you're in the right place. It's never too late, and we're glad that you're here, and we're happy to come alongside you and create all the things. Look at Ashley's little one. Oh my goodness. So stinking cute.
He's so sweet. Yeah. And when I set up my computer, he'll just like he wants to sit by me and just watch. He's so
I
funny.
love it. What's his name?
His name's June.
Hi,
J-O-O.
June. How are you, baby?
Ah, he's shy. Um, but yeah, Rebecca also mentioned absolutely having a passion for real estate too. So I know you're
Mhm.
been pursuing photography and you want to create something with that, which you absolutely still can, but you these things can like coexist. And you
Mhm.
can learn AI and use that to your advantage too. And like I think you're in the right place.
Yeah,
Junie
you're
thinks
not
so too.
alone.
Well, and these are good. This is awesome that you guys are all local. Like I personally, my opinion, and it's just an opinion, but to jump in here with like however many tens of thousands of gators, and you've got people messaging you from Florida, and it's like, what are we doing? Like, I need some like, I need to like be able to talk to people that, hey, I know what you're talking about. It's right down the street. Like that's 30 minutes, less than 30 minutes from my house. I do know exactly what that area of town looks like. Buckeye is growing like crazy. And I know about the chip plant, and I know about real estate trends because I'm in a BNI and I have lots of friends in real estate, and I've worked in mortgages. So like, I'm trying to figure out how does that all fit together. Like I know there's a plan here that God's been working on longer than I realized. So
Awesome. Well, we're glad you're here, and so make sure you, I sent the link to you for Contractor Scale Up. Have your husband and his buddies check that out.
that
Look
one
at
is
that.
actually not looking like a link either. It just looks like it says the words contractor scale up. But if would it be easier if I drop my email in here and you guys can email it to me?
It won't let you click on it, it doesn't come up as a link.
No, it just says contractor scale up. Grow
It
your
depends
contractor
on the
business.
version of Zoom you have or the platform.
Oh, that's
Oh,
why.
I don't know if you're on your phone or an iPad or
iPad, and I know it is
yeah,
kind of
it won't
limiting.
come
Oh,
through as a
text
link
me.
on a phone or an
Yeah,
iPad.
Rebecca, text me. My phone number's right there
Okay.
underneath my name, and
and
I'll
we'll send
send
a link
everything to
that
you.
way.
That would be awesome. Thank you so much. Let me do
Yeah.
it right now because I know everyone's got to jump off. Let's see.
June, get down.
Yeah, invite more people too. Like the more people you talk about it, bring to these rooms, and talk about real estate. The more you'll get to learn about what real estate you like after you do your investor survey. That'll be huge. So
Yeah. Sign up to be an affiliate for sure.
let me jump off. I've got to take this call. So we'll see everybody tomorrow. Quickly pray. Heavenly Father, we thank everyone for coming today. We ask that you continue to bless and guide us so that we may always do your will. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
So,
Amen.
Amen. Thank
Everyone
you.
have a great day. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.